From hidden waterfalls and climbing up towers to ziplining over the forest and beating the crowds, let's cover the things you need to know for your first visit to El Yunque National Forest in Puerto Rico. I'm going to start with a little secret because Juan Diego Falls is my absolute favorite place inside El Yunque. You need to know I drastically underestimated how difficult it was going to be to see it. First of all, there's no dedicated parking lot here. If you want to visit, you either need to be incredibly lucky or you need to be here at the very second the park opens.
Where I had to park for this waterfall trail is just bananas. I can't believe the Kia could do it, honestly.
The lower falls are just right off the road and easy to get to. But if you're up for a climb, the upper falls are really where it's at. Off to the right from the first waterfall you see, you can climb up to a second one. Now, if it's been raining like it was today, the climb is a bit sketch, so be careful. I got so muddy climbing up here, it was kind of embarrassing, honestly, like I'd rolled in it. Because it's harder to get to the upper falls, they're a little less crowded than down below and are absolutely magical. If you've seen a gorgeous Instagram photo of a secluded Puerto Rican waterfall, there's a solid chance it was taken right here. Speaking of incredible views, you have to visit Yokahu Tower. It's very easy to get to, which makes it get way less love than it deserves. Not all good things have to be hard to get to, people. And it has, drum roll please, the elusive parking lot. Because it's so popular and it has a parking lot, there are a lot of big tour buses that come through, so know that it can get crowded. Inside the tower, you'll climb a spiral staircase with around 100 steps. The top offers 360-degree views of the rainforest. Even though it looks like something out of a medieval fairy tale, it's actually an observation tower built in the 1960s, but you absolutely cannot miss it. The only thing better than seeing the forest is climbing 100 stairs in circles so you can see it from slightly higher up. If you want a spot that gives you a massive payoff without all that walking, you need to see El Baño Grande, which is one of the most underrated places on the road. It's towards the top around kilometer 12. The very best thing about this is that it's another rare gem inside the forest that actually has a parking lot. El Baño Grande has a gorgeous cobblestone path and bridge, so this is an excellent spot for some photography. Right next to it is an entrance for the El Yunque Trail. Now, get your Instagram pictures first though, because it's hot out here. It's humid out here, and you will be sweating profusely. If you hate sweating, then maybe just stay at home. While you're snapping all those photos, remember, El Yunque is the only tropical rainforest in the entire U.S. National Forest system. But it's only 28,000 acres. Sequoia National Forest in California is 1.2 million acres. Despite being petite, El Yunque has more different species of trees growing in it than every other U.S. national forest combined. If trees had dating apps, this place would be a hotspot, okay? Naturally, with all those amazing trees, one of the most popular things to do here is ziplining. But you need to know that the ziplining does not take place actually inside the official National Forest gates. Those zip lines are at the base of the rainforest, which is great because that means they're a lot closer and they're more likely to have a parking lot. Lucky you. There are tons of companies to choose from, so whatever you're into, there's going to be a good option for you. Whether you're ziplining or you're hiking, the good news is you don't need to worry about a ton of mosquitoes up here. What you do need to consider is getting caught in a surprise rainfall. El Yunque is the rainiest place in all of Puerto Rico. Even if the sun is shining and it's a beautiful day, you might still get some light rain. So if you're going to be hiking, I recommend wearing sneakers you don't mind getting muddy. So how are you getting to all these muddy trails? You actually don't need to have a private tour booked to be able to see the forest. You can just drive a rental car right through it if you want to DIY it like I did. That way you can spend as much or as little time as you want. Now, the big question, if you're driving yourself, do you need a 4x4 to get up here? The answer is not usually. The mountain roads are steep and windy for sure. It might be an S-curve right next to a cliff sometimes, but it's not super long, and my teeny tiny rental car the size of a toaster had no problems driving up. In fact, I'd argue that a big SUV could be worse sometimes because parking in El Yunque is an absolute nightmare. I know I've been pretty coy about it up until now, but the parking situation is bad, my friend. Most of the parking is on the side of the road, and if you're lucky, there's gravel. We're talking 3 spaces for a waterfall that everyone in the park is there to see. Also, there are no signs for the major spots. The only signage are just kilometer markers every 1/10 of a kilometer.
You need to have a clear game plan for coming here. You need to have offline maps downloaded. You need to know the mile marker, or the kilometer marker, I should say, for exactly where you're going, because it's really hard to find some of the stuff.
Because everyone is scrambling for the same big attractions, it gets really crowded after the first hour. They hold the cars at the gate until the exact opening time, even though the forest is totally free to enter. A huge advantage of driving yourself is that you can already be inside the forest gates before those tour buses have even left to drive here.
I got here 45 minutes before the gate opens, and I'm the second car in line.
There's not a lot of food options or restrooms or amenities inside the gates. If you're looking for those, I'd recommend sticking with El Portal. Before you even get to the National Forest gate, you'll pass El Portal de El Yunque. This exceeded my wildest expectations. Now, I prefer to do this on my way out of the forest because it usually opens a little bit later than the forest gates, but you do you. The panoramic views start the second you step onto the main platform. This is the official visitor center managed by the U.S. Forest Service. It costs around $8 to get in, and it's full of interactive displays and exhibits about the forest ecosystem, plants, and animals. And if you aren't trying to trek through the mud all day, they have these gorgeous paved walking trails that give you all the rainforest vibes, but with no chance of getting lost. If you have little kids, you could take them here and not even go inside the forest gates. Honestly, I always wish I'd spent more time at this center myself. My very favorite part is the café. It's open all day and they have the best empanadas.
Oh my God. That's so good.
My mouth is watering just watching this. If you eat an empanada here, send me a picture so I can be jealous. They're so good. I'd honestly go back just for this. Since El Portal is right at the base of the mountain, it makes it incredibly easy to head straight to your hotel. I actually stayed at the Hyatt Regency Grand Reserve, which is only about 20 minutes away from El Yunque. I have a whole video about that resort if you want to check it out, or if you're still trying to figure out where to go next, I've got tons of guides for other amazing destinations right here on the channel.